When the Property Brothers appeared on a recent talk show, they shocked the staff. Staff members on THA Jennifer HUDSLN were recently taken aback by Drew and Jonathan Scott, who are Property Brothers. Astonishment. In a video that was uploaded to the talk show's Instagram page, the brothers yelled. The two started sprinting down the now famous Spirit Tunnel that the employees of THA Jennifer HUDSLN provide to their patrons. Eventually, Drew and Jonathan stopped to demonstrate their dancing skills with the show's personnel. The Property Brothers have a knack for making an impression. Producer Kiara Harris commented on the video on THA Jennifer HUDSLN Stato's Instagram account, saying, "We were shook clearly." The Scott brothers discussed a few aspects of their personal life on the broadcast. While Jonathan is getting used to the 3 kitties he now shares with fiancée Zooey Jonathan, Drew recently had his second child, Piper, with wife Linda Fan. Piper has now been 9 months, Drew stated. In addition to being a little darling and a sweetness, she has a brother who is 2 years older than her. Related. All the information we have regarding the new Property Brothers show Poppy, Pickle, and Dove, Jonathan, and Chanel's new cats, are benefiting much from Jonathan's house remodeling abilities in the meantime. In addition to creating the biggest KGO ever, I also made a tunnel with tiny cat doors that connects my office to Zooey's office. My life is being overtaken by the cats. He made a joke, and I sort of adore it. The Scott brothers also discussed their upcoming show. According to Lauren Rutch, head of content at HGTV, Drew and Jonathan have been helping families realize their dreams of a gorgeous home for over 10 years, and they'll carry on that journey in a brand new way in Chasing Tigagoyest. Now that the brothers are sharing their intense passion and extensive knowledge of ranch living with everyday people like us who want to make a significant lifestyle change, millions of fans will view them in a different light. There is this huge movement of people who want to get out of the city, move to the country, and just live that outdoor lifestyle, Jonathan added. That can mean anything from a big, farm, something like a hobby ranch. Arizona, California, and Texas properties will be featured in the 8-episode series. Later this summer, HGTV will debut Chasing Tigagoyest. The Scott brothers appear to have a lot going on this year, from a new TV show to their busy personal life. See also, after establishing Scott Brothers Entertainment, Property Brothers discover work-life balance. Children are encouraged to log off and build by HGTV's Property Brothers Kids. Show your mini-makers will truly want to watch Builder Brothers Dream Factory, a new animated YouTube series created by Drew and Jonathan Scott. If your living room is being overtaken by your child's cardboard box collection, and your youngster frequently turns everyday objects into inventions, the Scott brothers have made the ideal show for your budding builder. With Builder Brothers Dream Factory, a children's YouTube series that appeals to a younger audience with their distinctive blend of problem-solving and teamwork, Drew and Jonathan Scott, the restoration team behind HGTV's popular series Property Brothers, have grown their empire. Any show that harnesses that creative energy while slipping in some important life lessons is appreciated by me, as a mom who is always haggling for the return of my kitchen utensils from projects in progress. I adore teachable moments so much. The animated series follows 2 brothers and their friends, referred to as the Factory Crew, as they use teamwork and creativity to address local issues. The crew designs and builds vehicles or structures in each episode, ranging from race cars to birdhouses, giving it a STEM-focused approach that teaches children the fundamentals of engineering and construction. Our parents always gave us the freedom to chase our ideas, no matter how wacky or over the top they were. And now that we're dads, we realize even more how vital it is to encourage a sense of creativity at a young age. Drew said in a recent interview with Parents Magazine regarding the show's inspiration, Builder Brothers, Big Plans and Builder Brothers, Better Together, the brothers' children's books naturally led to the creation of the series, which is based on their own early experiences of creative problem-solving. The show highlights that each character contributes distinct abilities and personalities to the team, going beyond the fundamentals of constructing. It reminds kids that they all have something to bring to the table, clarified Jonathan. It also shows how differences can make a team even stronger. Builder Brothers Dream Factory seeks to be action-packed, silly, and genuinely fun to watch, while incorporating educational elements that may encourage children to begin their own creative endeavors after the show concludes, appealing to parents weary of their children's mindless screen time. When we do watch TV as a family, we want it to be something like Builder Brothers that teaches them positive lessons and gets their little wheels turning, Drew said with typical wit. They find this show way more entertaining than watching Uncle Jonathan and me sledgehammer a wall. Can't imagine why. At least 5 new videos are added to the channel every week, and all episodes are now accessible for streaming on YouTube. The butt double of Superman was Drew Scott. Superman used to have a butt double in Drew Scott. In his younger years, the 46-year-old realtor had a few acting gigs, including one on the television series Smallville, although he only made very brief appearances as a stand-in for star Tom Welling. When asked whether Drew and his brother Jonathan had played a butt double at one point, the presenter of The Jennifer Hudson Show correctly chose Drew. "I was Superman's butt double back in Tom Welling's Smallville days," Drew confirmed. "It resembled depending on the shot they want, there were several of us, although Tom Welling was far more attractive than I was." Jennifer then inquired as to Jonathan's involvement. "No," he joked. "I've only been a front double." Last year, Drew and his wife, Linda Fan, welcomed a baby named Piper, who is the sibling of their 2-year-old boy Parker. He made a joke about being at home changing diapers, while Jonathan and his fiancée Zooey Jonathan are out on the town. "Piper is 9 months now," he continued. "Her brother is 2 years older than her, and she's a tiny darling and such a sweetheart." Parker was curious, helpful, and maybe a little jealous when Piper was born, he wrote. Despite not having children of his own, Jonathan is kept occupied by his 3 adopted cats, Poppy, Pickle, and Dove, with Zooey, who has Elsie, 9, and 7-year-old Charlie with ex-husband Jacob Pekenick. Now, in addition to creating the biggest cat tunnel ever constructed, I also made a tunnel with tiny cat doors that connects my office to Zooey's office, he stated. "My life is being overtaken by the cats. Additionally, I kind of adore it." As previously stated, Drew described his role on Smallville as a fun gig in between acting engagements. According to the Property Brothers star, "I was the body double for Tom Welling, so they used me for things like butt shots and ab shots," she told People magazine. "Back when I was pursuing acting, a friend of mine who played the role of Lex Luthor said, 'Hey, we need a Phil to do some stand-in and some photo doubling for Superman,' and I was like, 'And you're looking at me.' It was fantastic. It was a small side gig. So that was just a fun gig I did a little bit of." A rare photograph of Parker and Piper, Drew Scott's 2 children, illustrates their creative bond. In case you missed it, on April 14, Drew Scott posted a couple of incredibly cute pictures of his and fans' 2 children with the caption, "This is why I call them P&P Music Factory." The 2 children have one significant thing in common, and it's not their cute bedhead. We can see Piper playing a toy accordion and little Parker playing his little piano in the picture and video, showcasing their developing musical abilities. Although this is the first time we've seen Piper get into her groove, we've seen Parker repeatedly demonstrate his love of music, such as when he was mesmerized by his mother's guitar playing back in August 2022. They shared the photo with the caption, "Front row seats to this show. Parker's got connections." Then in 2023, Scott posted a really sweet photo of his son with his grandfather, writing, "Jam session with Grandpa." For those who are unaware, Scott and Fan got married in 2018 after meeting at a Toronto Fashion Week event in 2010 and quickly became friends. In May 2022, on their 4th wedding anniversary, they welcomed their son Parker James into the world after 12 years of marriage. They announced they were expecting another child in early 2024, and on June 5, 2024, they welcomed their daughter Piper Ray. There is no perfect parent or perfect dad, and families look different for everyone. As long as you're someone who's giving your all, giving a lot of love, showing love, and encouraging your kids to be kind, you're doing the job, Drew said in an interview with Drew and Jonathan back in 2023. I don't want to be the dad who's off filming and working all the time. The traditional stereotypes are not of interest to me. Linda and I both want to be impactful in Parker's growth. In this uncommon picture, Piper, the daughter of Drew Scott and Linda Fan, already has a full head of hair. Piper, the daughter of Drew Scott and Linda Fan, is growing up so quickly. She already has a huge head of curly hair. Scott posted a few pictures of his daughter Piper with her parents on Instagram on February 10th, captioning the images, "Enjoyment with Piper and Pops." In addition to looking as cute as can be in her floral shirt, pink pants, and of course, that full head of hair, like her big brother Parker, Piper already has a full head of dark brown hair, but with more curls than her brother did at that age. We also see her enjoying some tummy time in the pictures while her grandfather watches lovingly. Where has the time gone, really? She's maturing so quickly. For those who are unaware, Scott and Fan got married in 2018 after meeting at a Toronto Fashion Week event in 2010 and quickly became friends. In May 2022, on their 4th wedding anniversary, they welcomed their son Parker James into the world after 12 years of marriage. They announced they were expecting another child in early 2024, and on June 5, 2024, they welcomed their daughter Piper Ray. I have this deep love for Linda, but then all of a sudden, that's the shallow pool. Scott stated in a rare interview with Entertainment Tonight that fatherhood unlocks a side you didn't know you had. I'm not saying shallow with Linda. I love Linda, but there's a whole other depth to Linda and my love together with Parker. It's amazing just seeing his face when he looks at you, like once he started focusing in and he locks eyes with you. Oh, your heart melts. It's amazing, he said. The most sincere words of 18 famous parents to their children, from buttered Pop-Tarts to banana peppers. These are some of the most bizarre celebrity pregnancy cravings. On the red carpet, celebrities proudly displayed their families 54 times. Subscribe to Shekno's newsletter. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for the most recent updates. Fans are getting emotional over Drew Scott's well-timed photo of his 2-year-old son Parker. Drew Scott has done it once more. The adored HGTV personality shared a picture of one of his cute children, and it's making everyone cry. Along with his wife Linda Fan and infant daughter Piper, the TV personality posted a photo of his 2-year-old son Parker on Friday. The youngster is dressed in the loveliest floral overalls, a white t-shirt, and a firefighter's helmet. Regarding the flames that devastated Los Angeles last month, Scott said in the caption, "Hats off to all the firefighters and first responders in LA. You're truly heroes to all of us, including Parky." Parky has one hand up, holding his hat in place, while the other is balled into a fist that hangs by his hip. The toddler, who was likely just playing in his dress-up box, looks like he's walking with such bravery and determination, just like all the selfless emergency workers in California. The perfectly timed photo was taken from behind as usual. Scott and Fan don't show their kids' faces, and get a lot of hate from entitled followers. Love and clapping emojis were all over the comment section as fans were so moved and couldn't help but cheer the father and kid. Next generation, my friend Parker, you look amazing. When we last wrote about the Scott Fan family and the fire, it was for a far better reason. When the parents joyfully spent their first Christmas as a family of 4, nobody was aware of the terrible natural disaster that was set to rip through Los Angeles, in addition to a video of him and Piper sitting by a roaring fire. Scott posted a collection of pictures from the joyous occasion. He captioned the video, saying, "Piper's first Christmas by the fire. She's mesmerized." The young girl is seen in the video turning toward the fireplace and making happy little noises. And then she snuggles into her dad's chest to get even cozier as they spend the holiday together. That video of Piper and this latest photo of Parker are such a painful contrast. Although they were shared for quite different reasons, they were both ultimately motivated by love. Love for one another and for all of the volunteers. Before you leave, have a look at all the occasions that Drew Scott and Linda Fan shared a snapshot of their lives with Parker, their son. Watch how Drew Scott's wife Linda saved my life after his Christmas tree nearly collapsed as he was underneath it. Property Brothers star Linda and their 2 children appear in a new video tour that showcases his family's holiday-decorated house in Los Angeles. The Christmas spirit of Drew Scott and his wife, Linda Fan, almost collapsed. Drew described the time he nearly got decked instead of his hallways in a recent video tour of his lavishly holiday-decorated LA house on his twin brother Jonathan Scott's website. He is shown in the video with his feet protruding from beneath the tree as it begins to go over, and Linda intervenes by embracing the tree with her entire body to keep it from falling on Drew. He said, "I was rotating the tree when I took the stand, and it just fell on itself. Fortunately, Linda saved my life." In addition to displaying his handcrafted ornaments and vintage Christmas movie projections, the Property Brothers star also unveiled a miniature holiday train that would be ideal for the couple's 2 young children, Parker and Piper. The 2 HGTV hosts provide their followers additional Christmas decorating advice on their website. The tour starts at the couple's front door, where a railing leading upstairs is decorated with bows made of pink and green pastel ribbon. "Every year, we add a little something, or we just try to change a little something," Drew explains. "This year, we wanted to simplify a little bit, so instead of having the thick green garland with pine cones and everything else coming up the railing, we went with these ribbons, a little classier." The concept of using ribbons as a motif throughout the house was credited to Linda, according to Drew. The video shows Drew's wife, Linda, stringing boughs around the couple's Christmas tree. "Linda is the ribbon queen," he says. "As in, I just found a ton of scrap ribbon, and it's going on the tree," quips Linda. Drew explains that the couple's tree is a handcrafted winter paradise, including ornaments produced by their children and snowflakes they made to decorate it. When young children are around, Drew makes sure to use ornaments that are not breakable. Drew drops an ornament to demonstrate that it is shatterproof and shares a surprising tree decorating tip. For the record, Jonathan has so many breakable ornaments and decor pieces around his house. With little ones, I like to ensure that I have more wood products, or even if it's a ball on the tree, it's something that, if it falls, it bounces, Drew says. Drew stage whispers to the camera, "I'm going to tell you a dirty little secret that I don't think Linda wants me to tell you. There are no ornaments on the back side of the tree. We ran short." When Linda hears, she compares the tree to being dressed in a hospital gown, which is naked in the rear and covered in the front. The couple's piece de resistance, as Drew refers to it, is also located in the living area. Around the ceiling of the room, a miniature holiday train travels on hanging rails that are visible from below. "Parker says he loves trains," says Drew. "We figured this year we would do a little track." Linda brought it up as an amazing idea that she thought would never come to fruition, and I thought, we have to make this happen, especially for Parker. And to show Linda that I can follow through and get something done. The couple's home is as nostalgic and joyous on the exterior as it is inside. "When we were growing up, our parents always went all out," Drew says, "and we would decorate the house and put up the lights with our dad. Even Chevy Chase would probably be proud of me, even though it wasn't quite at the Griswold level I currently possess." Since the exterior lights are smart lights, the couple installed them around Halloween and just used a remote control to change the colors to fit the Christmas motif. The timeline of the relationship between Linda Fan and Drew Scott, the projector Drew has put up to play the 1964 claymation rendition of Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer on the front of the house, however, is possibly even more entertaining than the ornate lights. "This is one of my favorites from when I was a kid," Drew says. And neighbors stop by nonstop, taking pictures and videos of the home, because I think it brings them back to their childhood too. "I love that once that lights go on and the projection goes on, we have neighbors specifically coming to this street to see our house, and that's kind of fun," he continues. In 2010, during Toronto Fashion Week, Drew and Linda first crossed paths. In May 2018, they were married in a beautiful wedding in Italy, and 4 years later, they welcomed their first child, a 2-year-old son named Parker. In January 2024, they revealed on Instagram that they were expecting again, and in May, they welcomed their 5-month-old baby girl, Hyper.